Welcome to The Explainer. You know the drill. We take big, complicated topics and turn them into simple, step-by-step guides you can actually use. And today we are tackling a huge one. We're talking about building an Amazon business from scratch, all the way up to $10,000 a month in sales. Yep, that's the goal. And look, this isn't just a bunch of vague ideas. We're going to lay out a clear 90-day plan. A real blueprint that anyone, and I mean anyone, can follow to get this thing started. All right, so, ready to dive in? Let's get right to it, starting with the very first thing you have to do, getting your account set up. Okay, so there's a free account, right? But honestly, if you're serious, you gotta go for the professional account. Think of it like this, it's your key to the kingdom. For about $40 a month, you're not just paying a fee, you're investing in the actual tools you need to even stand a chance. This is what gets you a shot at winning the buy box. That's where almost all the sales happen, by the way. Plus, it unlocks Amazon's fulfillment service, FBA. It's really the difference between treating this like a side hobby and building a real, legitimate business. Okay, account's set up. Now for the really interesting part. How are you actually going to sell? Because the business model you pick right at the beginning, it is absolutely crucial.
So, you've got this basic choice to make. Do you want to create demand, or do you want to find demand? Private label is all about creating it from nothing. You're inventing a brand, dealing with manufacturers. It's super high risk, costs a ton of money, and it's complicated. The other path, arbitrage and wholesale. This is all about finding demand that's already there. You're selling brands people already know and are searching for. And you know, the advice for beginners is crystal clear. Stay away from private label. Go find what's already working. So let that sink in for a second. The whole strategy here is that you do not need to invent the next big thing. You just need to get good at finding these little pockets of profit in the market that's already there. You're basically hopping onto product pages that already have customers showing up every single day. And that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? The most important task of all. How do you build a system to find profitable stuff to sell and do it over and over and over again? All right, check this out. This technique is an absolute game changer, especially when you're starting out. It's called Storefront Stalking. Instead of wandering around in the dark, you're basically becoming a digital detective. You're piggybacking on all the hard work and research other sellers have already done. It is, no joke, a massive shortcut to finding products.
And the best part? The process is so simple, it's brilliant. Okay, step one, you find just one product. Then you see who else is selling that same product. And then, and this is the magic trick, you click on their name to see their public storefront. And boom, suddenly you can see every single thing they're selling. Their entire catalog becomes your personal shopping list for potential leads.
Now, you're not just guessing here. That would be a disaster. You have a couple of essential tools in your toolkit. First up is Keepa. Think of it as a time machine for Amazon products. It shows you all the historical sales data, prices, everything. Then you've got Seller Amp, which is like your on-the-fly profit calculator. The two of them work together to give you all the data you need to make smart buying decisions, not emotional ones. Okay, so finding products is the fun part, but this next piece is maybe even more important. Knowing which products to walk away from, that's what's going to protect your money and honestly, your entire seller account. So before you pull the trigger and spend a single penny on inventory, you have to stop. And you have to ask yourself, is this a trap? You've got to learn to spot the red flags in the data. So what are these red flags? Well, look for things like Keepa cliffs. See that sharp vertical drop in the number of sellers on the graph? That's a huge warning sign that the brand is probably filing complaints and getting people kicked off. Or what if the price suddenly shot way up? Yeah, it's almost definitely going to crash back down. Is Amazon itself on the listing selling most of the units? Just don't even bother trying to compete with them. Seriously, these aren't just little tips. These are the rules that will literally save you from losing a ton of money.
Okay, we have the strategy. We know what to look for and what to avoid. So now, let's put it all together. Here is the exact step-by-step 90-day blueprint to make this happen.
Think of this as your mission for the next 3 months. Your first 30 days, you have one job. Use that storefront stocking method and find your first products. Period. Days 31 to 60, you shift your focus. Now you're all about mastering product analysis, looking at dozens of products every single day just to get the reps in, and turning your cash over as fast as possible. Then the final stretch, days 61 to 90, that's when you double down on what's working and really start to scale up your spending to hit that big $10,000 a month goal.
Because here's the thing.
At the end of the day, success here isn't about having some secret perfect plan from day one. It never is. It's about making a simple decision to be consistent. It's about showing up every single day, learning by doing, and just not quitting when it gets tough, because it will get tough. So really, the only question left is, have you made that decision yet?